as the press prepare, hopefully, to crown a new world champion, maybe after race 1. Up goes the board, 5 seconds, the gate will drop. And here it comes, the penultimate 250 race of the year. And it's Everts that's caught there with Herring. Everts nearly off the bike. Well, where is Everts? Can he get back up the park? Let's have a look at this again. You can see that it would appear that Robbie Herring has got tangled with Everts' handlebars. Herring goes down. Everts manages to stay on, but Bevorts goes off into the lead. It's Bevorts then, number 4, from the American Talon Volan, number 8. Then it's the fellow American Bob Moore, number 41. Behind him, Pedro Tractor, number 71. Bartolini going through, and there is Everts, already beginning to charge through the pack. He needs to get on terms with Bevorts. Kurt Nickel going through, currently 4th in the championship with 311. Bevorts, Voland, Moore and Pedro Tractor, the top 4. Then it's Thierry Bethy's number 37. We're looking and waiting for the number 2 bike of Stefan Everts. And there he is, clawing his way back up the leaderboard. He's got to get on terms with Bevorts. Nickel hanging on grimly behind Pip Byron, number 61. And those two have locked handlebars more than once this season. Bevorts goes through. Volan goes through, going for a roll-off on his goggles. Then it's Moore. Then Tractor, top 4. Then Bethys. And there's Everts. He's moving steadily up the field. 29 points, the difference between Bevorts and Stefan Everts. And Everts doesn't have to win the race. We've lost Bevorts. Volan has gone into the lead. Moore to second. Marnique Bevorts has made a mistake on the far side of the circuit. This can only be good news for Everts, but certainly not for Bevorts. Here he is. You can see by his clothing, the back of his clothing, that he's been off the bike. Well, where is Everts now in relation to Bevorts? And the answer is there. The points gap between them. There's Nickel battling for 3rd overall at the end of the day in the championship with Talon Volan, but it's Volan that leads. Bob Moore hangs on to 2nd position, number 41 on the Chesterfield Yamaha. Pedro Tractor with Bethys behind him. This is 22, Jamie Scavenels. Then Monique Bevorts goes through, number 4. And there is Everts. Are we now looking at the new 250 world champion? Little bit soon, really, to crown anyone. There's Nickel, caught up with a whole raggle of riders with Byra behind him. Oh, someone out of shape. Whoa, very nearly collected a photographer then. Well, I don't know who it was, but whoever it must have been obviously has a dislike for photographers. Volan in the lead. Moore still there in 2nd behind him. Pedro Tractor, the Dutchman, in 3rd, number 71. Bethys, number 37. And Bevorts looking just a little detuned. He needs to win the race. He needs Everts to finish well down the field if he stands any chance of taking the crown at the final race. But it's all on Everts at the moment. Here he is, number 2 on the bike. Is it going to be number 1 for next year? Nickel beginning to close in on Everts. Nickel fighting for that 3rd position in the championship. But it's Volan who leads and has it at the moment. The 2 Americans, Voland and Moore. The Dutchman now, Pedro Tractor, up to 3rd. Looking back for 4th, it's Bethys, the Frenchman, in front of his home crowd. Then it's Bevorts, number 4. He can see the championship slipping through his fingers. Scavenels goes through. And we're looking once again for the number 2, JHK Silkeling Kawasaki. And there he is, Stefan Everts. And look at Nickel, the Brit on the HRC Honda. Leon Gisbus, 70 in that pack. But it's Volan coming under pressure from his fellow American, Bob Moore. 1 and 2, the United States of America. Dutch, number 71, it's Pedro Tractor. Then the Frenchman, Bethys. Then Bavorts, the Belgian, behind him. They're slipping and sliding. You can see circuit conditions. There's Andre Bartolini, teammate to Bob Moore, number 11. Everts going through, and that was Cooper, Paul Cooper on the SoCal Honda, the British rider. And there's Herring with his teammate Jochen Carlson in front of him, number 13. But it's Moore then. Moore has got the lead. Bob Moore determined to finish off his 250 season in some kind of style. Leads. Voland chases in second place, and Tractor still in third. Here's Bethise to the delight of the French crowd. They are pleased with this. Bartolini just battles through. Bavorts hanging on grimly at the moment, as Everts can sense the championship, and so can the crowd. The Belgians are here to cheer on their new champion. It isn't far to go now to the checkered flag. But those all-important points, they're going for them. Pit Byra going through, 61 out of shape. But it's Bob Moore, the former 125 champion, wanted to win the 250 championship. Was unable to do it. Injuries and problems have denied him those points throughout the season. But he's making amends at the end. Bethise, 37. You can hear the crowd cheering. They're loving this. Bartolini battles through with that group. But look at this, cheering on. It's got to be for Everts, and it is. Cooper behind him. Then Carlson and Herring, the two teammates riding for RWJ Diesels. Then Byra, number 61. Over the jump comes the leader, number 41, Bob Moore, with his fellow American chasing second, Voland. Then the Dutchman, Pedro Tractor, 71. Those are the top three. Voland safe in the knowledge at the moment that Nickel is down behind him somewhere, and that position in the championship, third, is looking quite good. Bartolini, the Italian, battling for those remaining points. And there is Stefan Everts. He's got Nickel behind him now. Then Cooper, 17. So Nickel on a charge. Voland still chasing the leader, Bob Moore. And it would seem that we've lost Monique Bavorts. The news to us is that he's pulled out of race one, which means that Stefan Everts is World 250cc champion for 1995. And whether Everts has been given the news yet, we really don't know, but I'm sure the Belgium contingent here will be cheering quite soon. Bartolini, number 11, the Italian. We're looking for Everts. Any moment now we'll see that Kawasaki come into view. There's Nickel. Everts should be around the circuit any time now, and the champagne already on ice for celebrations at the end. We've lost Bavorts. He's pulled out after whole shot in the race, and here he is, the Belgian, Stefan Everts, after 4 years of trying, looks as if he's wrapped up his first World Championship in the 250 class. The battle is still on at the front, but all eyes are focused on the number 2 bike. Bethy's going through. We're waiting for him. There will be some celebrations tonight in Belgium. Certainly celebrations in the JHK Silkelink camp. There is Everts, and I think he's been told, the board must have said, you are now number 1, World 250 champion. But the battle is still very much on at the front. Voland still chasing the American Bob Moore. The Dutchman Pedro Tractor 71 still there third. And Bartolini, well, he's made good in this one, coming through the pack. There's Bethise, home crowd, pleased to see a Frenchman up there in the top 5. Then Scavenels, 22 going through. Then it's Kurt Nickel, number 5. Looking back behind Nickel. And it's Paul Cooper, 17, came over from South Africa to Britain and has ridden brilliantly over the last couple of years. And Moore now under pressure from the American. 4 laps to go, they say. Volan, Moore and Tractor, the top 3. Bartolini goes through. We're now waiting for the new 250 world champion. It's going to be Stefan Everts, Bethise 37 going through. He's had a good ride. Scavenels 22, making good near the end of the season. There is Nickel, seeing that potential 3rd overall position in the World Championship slip away. Cooper going through. Then it's Herring, now got in front of his teammate Carlson, the Swede. 4 laps to go. Where is the number 2 bike? And there he is. A little premature at the moment, but the checkered flag goes out. Bob Moore wins then. He won the penultimate race in the 95 250 season here at France. It's round 15. But the celebrations now begin. Stefan Everts wins the World 250 Championship and Kawasaki win their first ever World Motocross Championship. Well, after all those celebrations, there weren't words that could explain the feelings held by Stefan Everts and his team, as well as all his Belgian countrymen here to cheer him on. Heat 2 came down onto the line, and Everts, despite being crowned a new world champion, was on the gate with the rest. It was Byro, the German 61, that took the whole shot from Bartolini, Moore, then Voland and Robbie Herring this time safely away off the gate. Then it was Nickel, then Everts. Pedro Tractor then behind that group. There's Demarie, number 3, the Frenchman. A poor season for him after breaking his leg earlier on in the season after being tipped as a possible world champion. But it was the Italian number 11, Andre Bartolini, that took the head in race 2. This, the last 250 race of the season. Byro, the German, 5th in the championship, came here with 260 points. 51 points behind 4th place man Kurt Nickel. Bob Moore winning race 1. Nickel behind him, then Tractor. It was all about scrapping for those final points, for those final positions. The championship, as far as the winner was concerned, all tied up in race 1. Everts crowned new world champion. Byro, the German, shadowing the Italian number 11, Andre Bartolini, who leads race 2. Looking back for 3rd, and it was Everts. Those extra points just to crown his glory. Volan down the hill. Nickel there with him. Nickel needing to pass Volan if he stood any chance of clawing back that 3rd overall position. Scavenels as the rest of the pack. There's Bevorts. Well, it's a bad start in race 2 for the Belgian. Monique Bevorts, sadly, seeing the World Championship slip away. But it's Byro then that won Heat 2. The last race of the season in the 250s, won by the German. The Italian, Bartolini, finishing 2nd. And a battle was on then for 3rd. And that 3rd place going to Stefan Everts.